What if I told you that there is one topic that can get you not just 99 percentile in that particular section, but also 80 to 85 percentile in the overall CAT score? Don't believe me? Let's check it out. If you're new here, I'm Sanjana from MockCat, where you get directly coached and mentored by 99.9 plus percentilers. And now let's understand what is this one topic which can get you a high score in the section as well as in the entire CAT exam. The topic I'm speaking about comes in the verbal section. And over the last couple of years, we needed 40 marks to get the 99th percentile in the verbal section. That's actually on the higher side if you compare it with DILR and Quant, particularly in CAT 2023, which was a tad tougher. And if we look at the overall marks versus percentile, we needed 44 marks to get the 80th percentile in CAT 2024. And in CAT 2023, we needed only 34 marks because the exam was a tad tougher, right? So what is this topic that can get us not just 99 percentile in verbal, but 80 to 85 percentile in the overall exam itself? Now, if you know the CAT exam format or you've interacted with me or watched any of my videos, you probably know that reading comprehension is the answer. Since CAT 2020, we've had a 2-hour CAT paper with 40 minutes for verbal. In 2020, we actually had 18 questions in RCs. But 2021 onwards, we've had 4 RCs with 4 questions each. That is 16 questions. And 16 into 3, that's 48 marks. Now, practically speaking, you would probably not get all of the 16 questions right. I've never been able to do it. But I've typically got 14 to 15 questions right. So that gets me anywhere from 40 to 44 marks. And that, if you see, is not just enough for 99 percentile in verbal, but also 80 to 85 percentile in the overall CAT exam, depending on how difficult it is. And here I'm just looking at RCs. I'm not even including topics like summary, where you have another 2 to 3 questions, where the solving methodology is fairly similar. Now, at this point, if you're thinking that's really good because you have great marks in English in your board exams or RCs or something that you found easy, remember that the CAT exam is actually quite different from our school and college exams. Specifically, when we speak about CAT RCs, now these RCs will come from overseas sources. So the primary, actually 100% of the RCs are going to come from US or UK websites or books that are written by authors over there. So this means that we've got to understand their culture, their context, their idioms, and so on. So take, for example, what we have in India, right? We are a developing economy. We're focusing on, improving our country's economy. Some of the issues that we have from a socio-culture perspective would include caste or, poverty. But if you take the US, they're a developed economy. They're very different from India. They're focused more on, innovation and services. They'll have a lot more startups, and they have issues like, say, racism. So a couple of years back, for example, we had an RC which was about crime in Chicago. And the reason for that was racism, which led to, different groups of people not being able to live closely together. So we are going to have differences. Not just that, you'll have their style of speaking, idioms. You'll also have things like, countries and cities and names, which because they're foreign might also slow you down. And the other thing with these RCs is typically they'll be of a high reading level. You will have one RC that's easy, but you'll typically have 1 to 2 medium and a hard RC, right? And this is something that I think most of us need practice because most of us either let go of reading, right after school when we had English, or if at all we do read, we would, read novels or, we would have reduced it because these days you have so many other options like, YouTube and streaming platforms and the like. Right? And even if you still maintain that habit of reading, chances are that you're not covering all of the different genres that come up. Now, you will have genres that you'll be comfortable with like science and tech or social science, which is nothing but, history, geography and civics. You might even, be comfortable with politics. Maybe you're reading the news, or maybe because of what you've studied, there are certain areas like, economics or business or psychology that you're aware of. But there are going to be other genres. So there's going to be, socio-culture, that's a fairly common one. And you will also have abstract genres like philosophy, ethics, art and literature, which are going to come up. So we need to get comfortable with all of these different genres, looking at it from a US or a European perspective. And then once we understand the passage itself, the questions also tend to be different from what we've had in school. In school, we tend to have a lot of direct questions where you can get the answer from the passage. Maybe, the answers are given using words which are a little different, using synonyms, but typically it will be much easier to solve. Whereas when you look at the CAT exam, you do have some direct questions. They're more complicated. They're typically elimination questions, but you will usually have about half the questions as inferential questions. So what do I mean by inferential questions? So questions where you need to draw a conclusion or you need to infer something. So these would not be things which would be given in the passage. These would either require you to find the essence or find the purpose or, find some conclusion from the passage, or this will present new information which you've got to analyze in the light of what the author has mentioned. So here are some examples to help you understand better. These are examples which I have taken from actual CAT questions over the last couple of years. So you could get slightly, more straightforward inferential questions like, what best captures the arguments, or what best captures the author's view from the passage, or what you can infer from the passage. You can also have things around purpose. So if there's any particular example or multiple examples given, so what is the purpose of these examples? What is the main goal of, sharing something? So one of the RCs that we had was about a particular essay. So the author had analyzed somebody else's essay. So one of the questions that was there was, why did, the other author whose essay was being discussed, why did he write this essay? You can also have straight up questions like, what is the essence, what is the gist, what is the tone of the passage, and things like that. And then you have what I call the bread and butter of inferential questions, which are these ones. These are extremely common when it comes to the CAT exam. You will have these type of questions every year. So these will be new information, and you have to look at it as new information, assume it to be true, and then figure out which is supporting the author's view, which is maybe, weakening or undermining the author's view. You could also have, solutions or actions, and they would ask you which one would the author, be most likely to support. You can also have slightly twisted questions, like instead of saying which of the following statements, if true, would strengthen or weaken the author's view, they could ask you which of the following, if false, would strengthen or weaken the author's view. If there's a specific example, they could ask you, what will validate or invalidate the example that's been given? What is, consistent or inconsistent, or not inconsistent with the author's views? This is exactly a question from CAT 2024. And if you have, a problem or something like that given, you could have something like, which of the following scenarios, again, new scenarios which would not be given in the passage. So which of these would most likely exacerbate the issue or the problem that is being discussed? Now, to answer these questions, you can't just go and look through the RC or find something, and it's probably not a good idea to just read the RC and straight get to trying out the questions. And that's one of the most common errors that people make. So when it comes to verbal prep, I've spoken with a lot of CAT aspirants. This would include my own students, as well as people who have taken the CAT exam, with some level of prep. And the most common errors that I see is people not prioritizing RCs. A lot of people feel that, okay, I'm good at English, so let me go for it. Or another thing which happens is, because quant has so many topics, or DILR also has more topics than verbal, so people do not really spend an adequate amount of time on RCs. They look at it as one topic rather than thinking of it as 2/3 of the verbal paper and close to 1/4 of the overall CAT paper. Another mistake is, those who read newspapers or news sites feel that that's enough. I've had so many people come and tell me that, so I read these editorials, or, I read the newspaper every day, and that's very good. In fact, we ourselves have 5 curated news articles every day, and there will be, some, news sites which would be used. But we do tend to read Indian news. And even when you look at, overseas sources such as the BBC or Guardian or things like that, the number of political topics that you have are very less. So you've got to prepare for the genres that come up in CAT. The biggest mistake, I would say, is when people start with solving RC. So you'll have a lot of people who will say that, oh, I have solved 1 to 2 RCs every day. Or you'll even have people who have got high scores recommending this, right? Start by solving past papers, start by practicing a couple of RCs and things like that. But solving RCs cannot be a first step. Just as in quant, you need to go through all of the concepts, you need to know the concepts and then solve the questions. In verbal, you need to know the techniques, and you do a lot of practice in terms of reading articles across these genres. And the last error, which is a tactical error, is when students read an RC passage and immediately read the question and then immediately read the options. So there's a couple of mistakes there. Once you read the passage, you have to spend some time in analyzing it before you go to the questions. But because of the time crunch, people tend to rush and they'll read the RC and they'll straight go to the questions. And a lot of the times when we read the question, we don't spend time trying to find the answer or think of the answer. Instead, we straight read the options. And then what happens is, you're either stuck between 2 options, or you are confused and you're spending time in trying to figure out which is the right answer. And that's when the tricks that the examiners have in the options can trick you and your accuracy can drop. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the process which has not just helped me to get a 99.9 plus, but more important, helped a lot of our students to, increase their marks, some from, single digit marks to really high marks. Some people have doubled or tripled their scores, and a lot of students who've put in this practice have gone to 99 plus. So follow this 3-step process. First off, you've got to read relevant articles. These have to be articles at the CAT reading level from the sources that the CAT examiners take and across the different genres. Do not avoid anything. Now, once you've read sufficient articles, or if you feel that your reading is already at a good level, you're able to find the author's POV, which I'll talk about next, and you want to know some recommendations for books, just put a comment out here and we will suggest some. Now, once you read the article, you've got to find what is the author's viewpoint, and that's what I'll tell you next. And once you are good at finding the author's viewpoint, you're checking that with mine, and you feel that you are at a good place, you've got to practice that in RC. So you have to build a discipline. Start with untimed RCs, maybe past papers, which we have in our site itself. You can just head on to mockat.com. I'll put the link for you in the description and the first pinned comment. And with that, you can practice finding the author's view and then solving the questions. And you can also do this in our daily quizzes or any other RC sources that you have. Just make sure that you read the RC, you actually find the author's view if it's an analytical RC, and only then you head over to the questions, particularly if there are inferential questions, which will be there in all of the RCs. Now, before we get into the author's viewpoint, let's understand where these relevant articles can come from. So these are some of the genres that come up in CAT. The most common would be science and tech and socioculture. And these are some of the common sources that the CAT examiners use. But you don't need to go into these sources and find multiple articles, or if you find some of these hard and you're not sure where to get easy articles, because we've done all that work for you. You've got to just come to mockat.com and then just come to the daily POV. Now, as you can see here, you have close to 500 articles which are from all of the genres that the CAT examiners take, and from the sites that they use. We also have some sites which are a little easier. So take Aeon, for example. It's a little difficult for someone who hasn't read to start with reading, Aeon articles. These are long, these are tougher topics. So but what you can do is you can start with sites like Psyche, and that is also something which we have here. And you can just, you can choose whichever topics you want. You can filter for it. You can choose your difficulty level. You can also choose the time. This is something very important when you're building the habit. When you're building the habit, you want to make it easy for you to be consistent by taking just the easier articles. So you apply the filter, and then what you do is you just click and you read the articles. I would recommend 1 to 2 articles every day, depending on how much time you have. And once you read it, you can also try to find the author's view, and you can compare it with mine. So you take a look at it, make sure that you've got the right view, you've got the right supporting points, and just talk about it next. And if you are getting the hang of it, that's what you replicate in the RCs. So what do I mean by this author's point of view? Now, it's just something that I have come up with. Basically, it's nothing but the author's viewpoint, which is, whatever the author's opinion is, something is good, something is bad, something is a problem, and here is the solution. Maybe a comparison of a couple of concepts or products and saying one is better than the other. And what is the information, or what are the supporting points that you have? So just remember this, the author's point of view will include the viewpoint or the opinion and the supporting points, because typically in CAT you will have a good quality article. An analytical article, if it has a view, will always have certain points. So it's not going to be a very biased, opinionated article with not many points. So you will have supporting points, and your supporting points can be in the form of reasons. They could be logical arguments. They could also be examples of information. So if the author has a view saying that one particular concept is better than the other, or one social or economic system is better than the other, or even one product is better than the other. So we've had an RC, a relatively older RC, but a very good one, where the author says that the typewriter has had a bigger impact than the iPhone. And there have been a lot of reasons which have been given, but there are also examples saying that, this is what the typewriter has done, but these things are what the iPhone has failed to do. Right? So when you understand the author's view, start looking for supporting points of these types. Now, a more niche type of RC, and similarly a more niche type of article, is going to be an analysis of some particular concept or some system or some problem. Here, you would have more emphasis on the analysis itself. And here your supporting points could either be advantages or disadvantages, or both if it's a neutral article. Here it can be about one thing or a comparison of two. You could also have causes or effects or impacts. Now, if something is being discussed, say the pandemic, right? So you could have a lot of causes saying that, it's because, there's a lot of population density, there's globalization, so things spread, this is what happened in China and so on. And you can also have the effects or the impacts. So there was lockdown, and, So people were stuck in their house, but that also led to, a lot of people communicating online, work from home. You also had, obviously with international trade stopping, so people were focusing more on, what's available within our country. The environment was doing better, as well as negatives like, again, being stuck in our houses could lead to mental health issues. So you can have causes or you can have effects. This is of course just a random example that I came up with. But if you do have things saying such and such thing has occurred because, or such and such thing has caused this, then you know that that's the side of article that you have. You could also have a detailed analysis of a problem with or without recommended solutions, depending on how the author has written. So in the CAT exam, we've had RCs where just the problem has been discussed, like say, climate change has caused this, or, the American market system has been broken. So that's why this is the issue which is there. And many times you will have solutions as well. So these are some of the common styles of analytical articles, which is again the most common article type. And this is the way in which you can write the POV. And you're more than welcome to head on to mockcat.com and check out our articles. You'll also have it in our Telegram channel, which is again free to join. I'll put it in the description and the first pinned comment for you. And if you really want to get that 99 percentile or higher, you want to understand the techniques to do this, you want to practice it out, you want to ask me your doubts, or you want to send me the POV and get my feedback one-on-one as I do with my students, then what are you waiting for? Sign up at mockcat.com and prep with 99.9 plus percentilers right away.